Hey, welcome to the first lesson. I'm so glad, I'm so happy to start this 14-day challenge. So, the first lesson we're going to see is what is three-point lighting and how it's applied into the cinema and how all of the movies apply this concept of having this layout of lighting to translate that into emotions, and that way you can feel something. And that's the purpose of all of this, that with your renders, with your creations, people can feel things. And regarding what you want to communicate, what emotion do you want to communicate, the audience will feel that. So that's the goal for this first lesson. So let's go ahead. So what is a three-point lighting? A three-point lighting, it's a foundation for all the light placement on the set. It's a standard to understand language of lighting. And basically it's created by a key light, that is our main source of lighting on the scene, a fill light that make the shadows of the key light softer, and then a backlight of a rim light that create a depth, a separation between the object and the background. Okay, so you can create a lot of combinations on this same logic, and for example, you can turn off the fill light and you will have like a low contrast key light, or you can brighten the fill light up and you can have a high key light, or you can just use a backlight or two backlights, or use the same light for both, or you can have a key light and a backlight, or use a backlight as just a rim light. And regarding the position of the key light, you have different type of lightings. For example, you have this 45 degrees light that is called the Rembrandt light that creates like a triangle on your face. And that's called, of course, after the famous painter. This is amazing. I love this type of lighting. This is almost like the industry most popular one. We also have the split lighting that's basically a high contrast light that almost like illuminates just one side. We have the butterfly lighting that's basically a light on the top of your head that you will see the shadow in your nose as a butterfly shape. And all of this position, there are a ton of them, they create emotions. So for example, you have a hard lighting, then you have hard shadows and provokes more drama, more intensity, and you have soft lighting that is a little more subtle and you have a little more elegance and softness into the scene. And it's more for happy scenes and things are more delightful. And so regarding that, you use different type of gears. And basically, if we translate it to 3D, we need to understand this concept. And one is the diffusion, like when your shadows are soft. So how you can apply that in 3D, we're going to see that later. But the diffusion is basically make the lights softer, the shadows softer. That will give you a more elegant and more professional look on your lights. So you have big sets and big soft boxes, or you have small soft boxes, depending on what you want. Of course, if you add, environments, fogs, and the smoke and everything, it will create like a natural diffusion. You can also use reflectors to create your fill lights, and that way have a little more control, a little more softness in your scene. You can also use flags that creates a shape for your lights, so it will direct your lights on the position that you want. And also you have shapes that you can put in front of your light, to your light a more sophisticated shadows. And that's what in 3D we call gobos, when you put a texture on the light and create these shapes to light up this scene. So we need to understand the use of color also. The industry color, is the blue and the yellows and the reds. The skin tone is one color and the background is another color. And this type of coloring is super popular. So if you use that in the 3D, it will add a lot of texture and feeling and emotion into your renders. You also have motivated light It's basically when you have a light source on your scene, it's an excuse of your source light. For example, here they use a big window to make an excuse for a key light, even that the window is not lighting the face on this general shot. You see in the close shot, you see a light that is justified by the window. So basically that's a motivated light, something in the scene that motivates light into your scene. And regarding all this, there is a super important concept that we need to understand. When you have the camera pointing into the key light, it's more flat. But when you have the camera pointing into the shadow side, it will create almost instantly a more cinematic view, a more cinematic scene. And we are now moving into Cinema 4D to recreate this same concept and logic into 3D. Let's go ahead. So I have my subject here, and I have my Rembrandt light, my key light, pointing into, the 45 degree here. And I have my fill light that is basically doing the same on the other side. And I have my backlight here, my rim light on the back of the subject. So let's see one by one. So if we put just the backlight here, you will understand what is lighting up. You see? So it's creating this depth on the subject. Then I have the fill light, a subtle light that is filling the shadows. Because if I go and turn this off and just put my key light just by itself, it's facing the subject, but it's looking like a little flat. And of course I have the camera on the shadow side. Let's see how look the camera on the other side. So if I go to the key side, it's not, it's 3D, it's looking good, I love it, but it's not looking as mysterious as it can be looked. So for example, now I move it again, and you can see, that now it looks better. It looks more appealing to the side. And then of course, if we add the fill and the backlight, it will look even better. It will start to creating this atmosphere for the scene, and you will start seeing it a little more immersive, right? But that's not all. So we can use color to fill out and also motivated light. So if we have this light coming from the side, right, the rim light, and don't worry about all of this, I can explain all of this later on the lesson, so just keeping with the render here. And we have the rim light here, but we don't have any source, so it's a little fake. So where is the source of this light, right? It's like, I don't know where this fill light is coming. Like, what is this light coming? I don't understand. Sorry, the backlight. I don't understand what is coming. So where is this light coming? And for that, we need to use that concept of motivated light. And regarding that, and for that, we create this lamp inside, this model. So if you try to see now that the scene looks a little more realistic, it's super subtle, but you understand that this is saying to you that this light over here come from this. Even that if I just put that alone, you see, it will not light up nothing. And I have a dumb light. Imagine if I don't have anything. It's like a dumb light, black. So that light is not illuminating nothing. But when we have as a resource in our scene, it's like your mind is telling you that this light here, it's coming from somewhere. And if we also add a background, it will create this more, appealing look and feel of something is happening there, And of course, you will have this file to check it out. So the task for today is to check these files, to download everything, and to see one movie or maybe a combination of scenes of movies, and to understand the concepts that we just teach today. Remember, 3-point lighting, key light, fill light, backlight, then the background, then the position of the key light and the position of the lights, then what feeling are provoking the colors and what feeling are provoking the harsh shadows, soft shadows, and everything that you are seeing, because these concepts are going to be super useful for what's next. And you see how we can translate this into 3D also, and we light up our scenes in a better way. So hopefully you have a lot of value on these lessons. Please comment on Discord. So any task that you have there on Discord, please comment it. I will start to uploading some photos also on Discord today, for you can understand more these concepts and to see where the shadow is, where the light is, and to see how we can examine these scenes and create a 3D scenes with those type of layouts. That at the end, that's the goal, to emulate the real world layout into your 3D. So thanks for watching this, and I'm super happy to start this challenge. So let's go. It's a long way now, and let's do it. Come on. See you in the next lesson. Take care.